So here we are, 2025. Everyone's on their drawing boards. This is the time when we sit with all our clients and start looking at some of the basics. Like, go back to basics, understand what are the key things that we want to look for, or have we been doing over the past few months. Are they relevant or not? So we call them the 3 C's. The first C is all about being contextual. So when I say contextual, you need to look at, are we still hitting our ideal customer? Now, when we look at the whole pipeline, we're going to follow up a lot of clients where we end up spending a lot of time in conversion, although they are the right and real lead, for a smaller profit margins, or not the greatest performance that we can have for those accounts. Now, trying to identify your ideal customer, there is a different workshop that we can talk about here. But having that ideal customer who gives you the highest amount of profitability with lowest amount of time taken to convert, but the highest performance matrix that you can achieve for that account, because that means you are going to keep your client delighted for the longer period of the journey. And that's the kind of ideal customer you're looking for. Not the top 4 banks or not the top 50 ASX accounts. Everyone's going to go after them. If we start going into that meeting and everyone says, I can sell to everyone, there's a big red flag in my opinion. We need to start looking at it. The second C that we need to look at in this whole basic planning session is to make sure, are we being compelling to that contextual client, the ideal customer? What kind of compelling content are we creating that is not just talking about me, talking about us, talking about how good we are, but talking more about them? When they come to our landing pages, how relevant are we to our ideal customer? Are we talking about their day-to-day industrial segments, or they're talking about day-to-day problems that each of those buyer personas that are going through? If they are hitting your best or most visited landing pages, do we have any conversion matrix or try to path a journey for them to make sure that they are not just getting educated, but they're also trying to get you somewhere in that middle ground where they feel that you are a strong contender of being a service provider to them, right? And the third, and probably the most important C, is how consistent are we in trying to get to that audience over and over again over a period of time. So it's one thing that you can just have an event with this audience and then have 500 contacts called after, but what is happening with the rest of the 450 who did not show interest in the first touch point? What are we doing to nurture them or trying to convert them into a later stage of the journey, or start having that overall automation play for them? So when you go back to the drawing board, more than happy for me and my team to come in and happy to run workshops for you. But having these 3 C's could probably define bringing you back to basics, one, but also define how you want to progress your 2025 marketing goals.